Welcome back to 301 Cents. So today's topic, you saw on the thumbnail, one fragrance for each season, but I'm going to do a little twist on it. I picked one designer and one niche for each season. So stay tuned if you want to see my picks. So starting off in the spring, by far I think this is the best season for it. Some people think it's fall, but I actually feel like it's the spring. It's Versace Eros Flame. This fragrance is amazing. Performance, 9 out of 10. This is a beast. You only need 3 or 4 sprays with this. When it comes to the scent profile, you get this orange heavy note that it's sweet, but it's a little tart, at the same time. You have a little bit of that Versace Eros DNA, but to me, this is a lot better. This is by far the best Versace Eros that money can buy. It's deep, it's complex, it has spices, it has that vanilla underneath, and it's just purely smooth. It's well blended, and this is a magnificent compliment machine. You can get this for 50 bucks, probably every discounter, Joma Shop, whoever you like shopping through, you can get a big giant tester, 3.4 ounce for 50 bucks. And you will not be disappointed. Fruity, citrusy, just an absolute stunning fragrance. I would not wear this in the pure heat. That's why I feel like it's perfect for spring. Versace Eros Flame. So my niche choice for spring, it could also be used in the summertime, but man, when it's just a little bit cool, this is perfect. And it's Mason Francis Kirkjohn Gentle Fluidity Silver. So this fragrance, when I wear this, I get this cooling effect to it. It is stunning. It's refreshing. It has this juniper note to it. It just makes this feel so crisp. You smell so clean with this. I have gotten a massive amount of compliments with this fragrance. I got this fragrance this year, and you could tell I wore it a lot. And you don't need a ton of sprays on this, but it's fantastic. The smell on this thing is pure, clean, sharp, crisp, and you get this like gin and tonic vibe to it because it's very juniper berry heavy. It's got a little bit of spices in there, and I want to say there's a little bit of vanilla, but I never get pure vanilla, just enough to kind of sweeten this up a little bit. But man, this is fantastic in pure heat or when it's getting close to that season. It just cools the air around you. And that's Mason Francis Kirkjohn Gentle Fluidity Silver. So next up, if we're going in the summertime and you had an unlimited amount of money to spend on a fragrance and you wanted one for compliments, but you just want to smell clean, inoffensive, and you know you're going to like the fragrance, Louis Vuitton's Imagination. I bought this with tax return money because I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I usually don't. I always buy the cheaper stuff because I don't like spending a ton of money on fragrances, but man, the hype is absolutely real on this fragrance. I got this in, and I got it in, I want to say it was April. I tried to only wear this once a week. That's how good it is. I had to restrict myself from wearing this more than what I wanted to because I would have went through half the bottle. It's so fresh. It's soapy. You get this tea note that mixes in, and what I think sets this fragrance apart is that cinnamon note that you get in this. It's not a spicy cinnamon. It's not a decadent cinnamon. It just gives it a little bit of zing to it. I cannot describe that and what it does to this fragrance, but the cinnamon tea, fresh, soapy vibe with this is stunning. There's a lot of clones out there that get pretty close to this. So I would recommend trying one of the clones first. I think Arabiat Prestige has one that a lot of people really like. Al Haramain made Aqua Dubai, which I really like. It's more of an aquatic take. There's a little bit of melon, in that fragrance. But this, if price is not an option at all for you, this is it. This is the fragrance for summertime. Designer. And this is Imagination by Louis Vuitton. And then going into niche for summertime, this is just a compliment machine. There's many different versions of this that you can get twists on the DNA, but the original does it for me. And that's Creed Aventus, the cologne version. This is like if you stripped all that heavy birch, that smoke that you get in Aventus, You take away the pineapple and put Chanel Allure Home Sport into this. That's the best way I can describe it. Super citrusy off the top. This is a citrus Aventus. It's a cleaner Aventus. And a lot of people are tired of that DNA, but this is also a bottle I got this year. First time I wore this, I was going to get a haircut. I had it on, for about 5 hours, which a lot of people know Creed anymore, they don't last. And that's probably the downside to a Creed fragrance. I walked past a lady, got my hair done, came out, and she immediately had to ask me what I was wearing. That was the first time I wore this, and just needed to write it down so her man could get it. This fragrance is stunning in the summertime, and you're gonna smell gorgeous. The notes are as simple as they come. Orange, you have citrus, you have everything that's in that Aventus line except for the birch is really toned back. But man, this is just a stunner for the summertime, and that's Aventus Cologne. So if you've watched this channel for a while, you know I am a fan of tobacco fragrances. And I got this based on the recommendation of someone saying this is your special occasion, but not in a pure summertime. So for fall, niche, Nichonne's Fan Your Flames. And I've had this bottle for maybe a year now. You don't need a lot of sprays. Man, this is gorgeous. So what do you get with this? It is pure tobacco. In your face, authentic tobacco, like the tobacco leaves. And then coconut and rum. It's like a tropical, manly tobacco scent. But you cannot wear this in pure heat. You will suffocate everybody around you. I made that mistake in the summertime. I took this with me to the beach. I wore it during the day and I was dying. And everyone else probably walking past me was dying too. But then I wore it at night and absolute stunner. This is perfect for in the fall because it's in that transitional season, 60, 70 degrees at max. And that's where this is best suited for, because you get just an amazing coconut rum. And it's not like a coconut milk. It's just straight coconut. You cut open a coconut, that smell. It's not sunscreeny either. But that rum and tobacco, you have that tonka dry down. You have a cedar note and makes this very woody in the dry down that blends with that tobacco spice. Man, this is a stunner. Nichonne Fan Your Flames, but this is not for everybody. This is for the bold. If you want to be bold, you wear this. And then for designer fall, I don't know if it gets much better than this. I mean, I'd love to hear if you have a better fragrance, than this choice for me. 1 million lucky. I just don't think it gets any better. I mean, the dent does not lie. I haven't had this very long. I wear this. This is a compliment machine. You could wear this in any other season besides the fall, but this, man, chestnut, honey, and plum, or no, I think it's hazelnut. Yeah, I always get this and Stronger with You mixed up, but it's the hazelnut, and the honey and plum in this is gorgeous. Man, it's fresh, but it's sweet. It has some depth. Probably everyone has heard about this fragrance a million times, and you're probably like, oh my God, here we go again. But if you haven't tried it and you haven't worn it, 4 or 5 sprays of this, someone is going to track you down and say something. Even if you're not after that, someone's going to tell you, because this just smells so damn good. That honey and that plum is just stunning. You don't need to know anything else in this, because that alone smells fantastic. And it's sweet. It's Paco Rabanne. But man, this is just sweet and fresh and has depth all at the same time. It's 1 million lucky by Paco Rabanne. Going into the winter time, once again, I am a tobacco fragrance fan. And this is by far the best tobacco fragrance that money can buy. If you have Guerlain's honey tobacco, I'm sure that's a fantastic fragrance. If you have Tobacco Vanille, I know that's a good fragrance. I sampled that, and that's fantastic. But a lot of times, you don't want all that sweetness. And if you want an authentic tobacco fragrance, it does it all. Zaharoff Signature Tobacco. I fell in love with this scent. This is probably my favorite scent in my collection. And the reason being is you get all facets of tobacco in this fragrance. It's a little spicy. It's a little sweet. It's a little dry. It's got everything you want. The game changer about this fragrance is that star anise. There is everything you want in a tobacco fragrance here, if you want it to be authentic. I love this fragrance so much that my wife got me the aftershave splash. She got me the shave soap. And if you don't know what a shave soap is, that's where you whip it up like the old times in the bucket. But oh my God, this is a stunner if you like tobacco fragrances. And you can sample this for $7. $7, you can try it. You might not like it, and that's okay. But to me, this is the best fragrance that money can buy right now. But I'm a tobacco fragrance guy. And man, 10 out of 10. I think this is the only 10 out of 10 fragrance that exists, at least to my nose so far. One that I wish I could wear in the summertime. Yeah, but now it's getting colder. We're bringing it back out. And that's a Horhoff Signature Tobacco. And then last but not least, for a designer perspective, I just got this in. So right now I am kind of too much into my own hype because I could not believe what was wrong with me for taking so long to buy this. And it's Stronger With You Intensely. So I don't know why. You know, maybe I was just a hater and I just didn't want to, smell like everybody else. But man, like I have to spray this one because I got this in, not expecting much. But I had the original Stronger With You, which is fresh. It's a little spicy. It has that chestnut accord, but there's a little bit of freshness. And I was like, yeah, I don't need the intensity. Man, I was wrong. This reminds me Christmas time. Thanksgiving dinner, whatever, you get this cinnamon in here. I don't even know if there's cinnamon in it, but this cinnamon dessert-like vibe is the best way I can describe it, with a little bit of chestnut. It's sweet, it's warm, it's ambery, it's got that cinnamon dessert-like vibe to it. This is definitely a sweet fragrance. If you do not like sweet fragrances, you should stay away from this because it is pretty sweet. But do you know who loves sweet fragrances? Your lady, or someone that you're trying to get to be your lady. This is just stunning. This is one of those, she wants to snuggle up to you. And then what do we know? What happens when you guys are all snuggled up together and you smell really good? We all know what happens. This right now, I am just too hyped on right now. And that's why it has to be in this video. That's Stronger With You Intensely by Giorgio Armani. Well, that is it. That is my designer and my niche for this year. These have been the ones that were my go-to. In the winter time, I was wearing a lot of Signature Tobacco. In the spring, I was wearing a lot of Versace Eros Flame. So all these fragrances that you saw me talk about today are ones that I just wore over and over this year. So this list will probably change and by next year, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Why don't you drop your favorite designers, your favorite niche fragrances for every season, and I'll see you on the next one.